Never said a word to me. Week goes by, they go to Pocono.
Right.
Did he say a word to you?
No, not that I remember. But, you know, it
It was a long time
took
ago.
a pretty hard hit to the head there. I don't think he knew.
For 30 years, Ken Schrader kept quiet. He saw something that day at Daytona that nobody else saw. Something so scary, so sad, that he couldn't talk about it. But now, at 71 years old, he's finally sharing what really happened when Dale Earnhardt crashed. And what he reveals will shock you. Because the truth was hidden for 30 years. Stay with me as we uncover the real story of that terrible day. Dale Earnhardt was like the king of racing. He was born in 1951 in North Carolina. His father, Ralph Earnhardt, was also a famous racer. But Dale became even more famous than his dad. People called him the Intimidator because he drove so hard and so fast. He would bump other cars and do crazy things on the track. But fans loved him for it. He was tough, mean, and nobody could beat him. Dale won the racing championship 7 times. That was amazing. He was the best racer in America. Everyone knew his name. Kids had his posters on their walls. He drove the famous black number 3 car. That car was like his signature. In 1994, Dale was 42 years old. He was still racing and still winning. He was still the king. But his son, Dale Jr., was becoming a racer too. Dale was proud of his son. They were racing in the same sport, in the same family. On February 18, 1994, everything changed. Dale went to race at Daytona Speedway. It was one of the biggest races of the year. Nobody knew it would be his last race ever. Daytona Speedway is in Florida. It's one of the most famous racetracks in the world. The track is very fast and very dangerous. Cars go 180 miles per hour on this track. That's super fast. On that February day, many racers were competing. One of them was Ken Schrader. Ken was a good racer, but not as famous as Dale. Ken was driving right behind Dale during the race. The race was almost over. There were only a few laps left. All the racers were going as fast as they could. Everybody wanted to win. Dale was in front. Ken was right behind him, watching. Ken was trying to pass Dale and win the race. Then something happened. On lap 183, Dale's car started to slide. The car went sideways. Dale tried to control it, but he couldn't. The car was going too fast. Dale's black number 3 car hit the wall. It was a hard crash. The car smashed into the concrete wall very hard. Ken was right there. He saw it happen right in front of him. He couldn't do anything to stop it. He just watched the crash happen. The car bounced off the wall and went into the grass. It was a terrible crash. Everybody at the track knew something was very wrong. Ken immediately stopped his car. He jumped out. He ran to Dale's car as fast as he could. Ken was the first person to get there. He was the first one to reach Dale. Nobody knew it yet, but that crash would change racing forever. Dale Earnhardt died that day. He died doing what he loved, racing at the track. Ken Schrader was shocked. He couldn't believe what he just saw. His good friend Dale was hurt badly. Ken ran as fast as he could to help. When Ken got to the car, he looked inside. What he saw was terrible. Dale wasn't moving. His body was still. Ken knew something was very, very wrong. Ken didn't know that Dale was already gone. He thought maybe Dale was just knocked out. Maybe he was just sleeping. Ken hoped that Dale would wake up and be okay. But Ken could see that Dale was hurt very badly. The crash was too hard. The car was smashed up. Ken knew this wasn't a normal crash. Emergency people came running. They had medical training. They knew what to do. But even they could see that it was very bad. The medical team worked on Dale. They tried to help him. They did everything they could, but it was too late. Dale Earnhardt was dead. Ken watched all of this. He was there the whole time. He saw everything. He watched his friend die right in front of him. It was the worst moment of his life. Ken didn't talk about this for a very long time. Why? Because it was too sad. It was too painful. And every time he thought about it, he remembered that terrible day. He remembered what he saw. The racing world was shocked. Nobody believed that Dale was gone. Dale was so strong, so tough. People thought he would live forever, but he didn't. For 30 years, Ken kept quiet about what he saw. He didn't want to talk about it. It was too hard. It was too sad. He just wanted to forget that day. But now, at 71 years old, Ken decided to talk. He decided to tell the truth. He decided to share what really happened. For 30 years, people wondered about Dale's last moments. What was he thinking? Did he feel anything? Was it quick? Now Ken was answering these questions. He was finally telling the truth. Ken said that Dale's crash was different from other crashes. It wasn't just a normal accident. The car hit the wall in a very bad way. Ken had seen many crashes in his life, but this one was special. This one was the worst. Ken said he knew right away that something was very wrong. He didn't need to be a doctor to know. He could just tell by looking at the car, by looking at Dale's body. He knew that Dale was gone. Ken also said that rescue workers came very fast. They tried their best to help, but even they knew that it was too late. There was nothing they could do. Ken talked about the silence. He said that after the crash, everything went quiet. The crowd didn't make noise. The other racers stopped driving. Everything just stopped. It was like the whole world paused for a moment. Ken said he thought about Dale's family. He thought about Dale's son, Dale Jr. He thought about Dale's wife and his other children. He thought about how their lives would never be the same. Ken also revealed that he had nightmares for many years. He would dream about that day. He would see the crash over and over again. He couldn't sleep well. He was very sad. But Ken said that talking about it now helps him. It helps him feel better. It helps him remember Dale in a good way. It helps other people understand what really happened that day. Ken's words gave people answers. They gave people closure. People finally understood what their hero's last day was really like. Dale's death wasn't just sad. It also made people think about safety in racing. Racing was dangerous. Drivers got hurt and died. That was just part of the sport. People accepted it. They didn't think about it too much. But Dale's death changed everything. People started asking questions. Why did Dale die? Could he have lived? What could have been different? After Dale died, scientists and engineers looked at his car. They looked at the crash. They studied everything very carefully. They found that Dale's car needed better safety things. The seatbelt wasn't strong enough. The car wasn't protected enough. The helmet wasn't good enough. Many things could have been better. This was important information. Racing teams started making their cars safer. They added better seatbelts. They added more protection for the driver. They made better helmets. They made many improvements. Ken Schrader's story helped people understand this too. When Ken talked about that day, he made people think about safety. He made people care about protecting drivers. Now racing is much safer than it was in 1994. Drivers wear better equipment. Cars have better safety systems. Tracks are designed better. Many things are better. Dale's death wasn't for nothing. It made racing safer for everyone. It saved lives. It protected future drivers. Ken Schrader helped make this happen by telling the truth. By sharing what he saw, he helped make racing better. He helped protect the drivers who came after Dale. This is the good thing that came from that terrible day. Dale died, but his death made the sport safer. That's something that Dale would have wanted. So that's the truth. That's what Ken Schrader finally revealed at 71 years old. For 30 years, Ken kept quiet. He carried the pain alone. But now, he's shared his story. He's helped people understand what really happened. Dale Earnhardt died on February 18, 1994. He was 42 years old. He died doing what he loved. He died racing at Daytona. Dale was a legend. He was the intimidator. He was tough and strong and fast. He was the best racer of his time. But Dale was also human. He was someone's husband. He was someone's father. He was someone's friend. Ken Schrader was there that day. He saw it all. He was Dale's friend and his competitor. He watched Dale's last moments. Now Ken is 71 years old. He decided to tell the truth. He decided to share his story. Maybe he wanted people to understand. Maybe he wanted to honor Dale's memory. Maybe he needed to finally talk about it. Whatever the reason, Ken's story matters. It's a story about racing. It's a story about friendship. It's a story about what happens when we lose someone we care about. Dale Earnhardt is gone, but people remember him. Kids still wear his number 3 on their hats. Fans still love him. His son, Dale Jr., became a great racer too. And Ken Schrader? He keeps racing. He keeps living. And now, he's finally shared what he saw that terrible day. That's the truth about Ken Schrader and Dale Earnhardt. That's the story of one of the saddest days in racing history.